Good morning, students. Today we are going to read the chapter number 3, The Shepherd's Treasure of the book The Pact with the Sun. So let's start. The king was astonished as well as pleased. He is indeed very wise. He thought to himself, I need people like him to work for me. And the king appointed this humble shepherd the governor of a small district. Means the king was astonished. Astonished means surprised. Astonished means surprised. The king was surprised as well as very happy, and he thought to himself that he is very wise, he is very intelligent, so he need people like him to work for him. So very soon he appointed that humble shepherd of the governor of a district. Although he rose to power and dignity, the shepherd remained as humble as ever. People loved and honored him for his wisdom, sympathy, and goodness. He was kind and just to one and all. His fame as a fair and wise governor soon spread throughout the country. Means, although the poor shepherd had power and dignity. Dignity. Dignity means respect. So here the poor shepherd had dignity and respect. So but he was as humble. Humble means polite, and he was as polite as he was before, and he was very kind to everyone. That's why he became popular throughout the country. Now the governors of other provinces grew terribly jealous of him and began to talk to the king against him. They said, he is very dishonest and keeps for himself part of the money that he collects as tax from the people. So now the governors of the provinces means parts of a kingdom. Provinces means parts of a kingdom. So other governors of the parts of the kingdom became jealous, became envious of the poor shepherd and began to talk against him. So and they said that he is very dishonest, he is not honest, and he keeps all the money that he collects as tax from the people. That's why he always carries an iron chest with him. Maybe he secretly keeps the treasure. Maybe he secretly keeps the wealth that he had secretly collected. After all, they said mockingly. Mockingly means to make fun, and they all made fun of the poor and ordinary shepherd. At first, the king did not pay attention to these reports. Means in the beginning, the king did not hear them. The king ignored them, but very soon he heard he started hearing them. One thing was certain. Certain means for sure. One thing was for sure. The king found that the new governor always carried an iron chest with him all the time. So one day the new governor was summoned. Summoned means to call. So one day the new governor was called by the king to his palace, and he came riding on his camel, and to everyone's delight means everyone was happy to see what was there in the iron chest. Now the king was very angry, means the king was very irritated. He thundered, means he spoke very loudly. He spoke in an anger tone. Why do you always carry that iron chest with you? Then the king asked the poor shepherd, the king asked the governor why he carries the iron chest with him and what is there in it. So the governor smiled and answered that he asked his servant to bring in the chest. How eagerly the people standing around waited for the shepherd to be found out, and all the governors of the kingdom were very excited to see that iron chest. But how great was the astonishment! Astonishment means surprise, means they all were very surprised, and even of the king himself, means even the king was also surprised to see the iron chest, because there was no gold, there was no silver, there was no jewelry, but there was only an old blanket. Holding it up proudly, the shepherd said, this, my dear master, is my only treasure, and I always carry it with me. So the poor shepherd said, sir, your majesty, It's only my treasure, it is only my wealth, it is only my best friend. That's why I always carry it with me. But why do you carry such an ordinary blanket with you? Surely you are the governor of a strict, the king asked. And the king asked him, but what is the need to carry such an ordinary blanket with you? You have a power, you have a dignity. To which the shepherd replied with quiet dignity, this blanket is my oldest friend, it still protects me. If at any time your majesty should wish to take away my new cloaks. Means here the poor shepherd says, here the new governor says that your majesty, if you will take my new cloaks means royal clothes, if you take away my royal clothes from me, so there will be only a one thing with me, and which is my old blanket, because it's my best friend, it's my treasure. Now they knew that the shepherd was indeed the humblest and the wisest man in the land. Now everyone got knew that he is the wisest man, he is the humblest man in the whole earth. The king made him the governor of a much bigger district that very day. So the king appointed him on a very big, much bigger district that very day.